our next presenter, who is Adam Middleton, creative strategist at Channel 4. And this is, again, another theme we've seen throughout the last couple of days. His talk's called 4 Ways to Make People Care About Your Brand on Social. Adam, it's over to you.
Thank you very much. I mean, what an amazing event so far, I've got to say. I think these 5-minute sessions are a really fascinating way to kind of get some really quick insight, kind of sticking to that 5 minutes. Saying that, I'm probably going to run over now, so shot myself in the foot there. I'm Adam, I'm creative strategist at Channel 4. I specifically work in a team called 4 Studio. We're basically a division set up to work on social media within Channel 4. So you're probably sitting there thinking, why is a television channel coming here to talk to me about social media? And it's a fair question. As a kind of leading TV broadcaster, you may not actually realize the scale that we have on social. By UK viewership, we are actually the 6th largest media company in the world for views on Facebook and YouTube. So we've got that scale there. And to date, it's largely been marketing of our TV shows, clips, to kind of promote them. But we actually produce a lot more original content now with our production partners. And some of it has been with brands. We've refined a bit of a recipe for everything kind of we do on social media, which I'm going to talk to you a bit about today. Algorithms have made organic social increasingly difficult. Brands need to move their attention away from kind of building a follow account and more to ensuring they're actually being valuable to people on social media. That idea of value exchange, I think, is so important. Organic social is tough. It's not dead, though. And I think even with paid social, it still needs to be tackled in the same way to drive impact. Again, that point around in value exchange, you want me to stop scrolling, this really better be worth it. And I think that's quite a testament to the talk that just happened a minute ago around the real kind of fight for attention that we have to speak to audiences with our advertising. So I'm going to talk to you about 4 ways to make people actually care about your brand on social. I'm not going to give you a Channel 4 case study. I'm not going to reel off any research stats to bore you with them. I'm aware it's the end of day 2 here. You've probably heard enough of that. I'm just going to share 4 key ingredients that we kind of live by here. And none of them should be surprises, but they're things that we feel are often overlooked. So worth talking about. The first one is editorial. Not everything a brand does on social needs to be pushing products. I think even with this kind of social commerce capabilities that we have now and conversion capabilities, we should still really be thinking about what we can do more than just push our products out to audiences. Brand building and that top funnel marketing is still possible on social. It's actually really worth doing as well. It really comes under this kind of editorial approach over an advertorial approach. This enables brands to define a right way to play with a desired audience and a desired topic. It creates a conversation with an audience rather than a one-way message at them. A great example of this is Ben & Jerry's over in the States and here in the UK. They really show their brand values without pushing ice cream on us over and over again. The next one's engagement. And we're not talking about just likes, comments, and shares. We're talking about time people spend with your content, actually them feeling like they're genuinely part of that content as well, which I think is so important. You need to be relatable. You need to say something that actually gets people sharing their opinions on your content. It gets them sharing it with their mates. Again, really makes them feel like they're part of what you're talking about. A great example here is a bit of an obscure one, but one that I plug quite a lot, which is Denny's Diner over in the States. They do an amazing job to kind of talk about their kind of fan favorite dishes in a way that really taps into meme culture. They don't take themselves too seriously. It's not just about the content you need to make fresh as well, though. It could be looking at your current engagement strategy and how you can change that. A good example here of just changing a thumbnail on a video we had drove almost 100,000 more views. So there's plenty of things you can do to think about engagement. Emotion. Not every brand can do what Denny's do, make people laugh and really engage people in that way. Either way, it's still really important to tap into people's emotions, whether you're making them laugh, cry, be inspired, or even be angry. We really need to make sure we're making people feel something, and doing that makes them spend more quality time with our content that we're putting out on social, which in turn makes sure more people see it. A good example of this is a recent campaign we did with the Body Shop here at Channel 4, where we used spoken word to really deliver a really powerful message around their partnership with end youth homelessness. Lastly, entertainment. So are you actually giving value to people? I think this is probably the most important one. And when people think about entertainment, they largely think about television and music and things like that. But actually, what we're talking about here is value exchange. Are you actually doing something here that's providing value in the form of entertainment, or are you just pushing a product? It doesn't have to be comedy. It can be serious. It can be insightful, just so long as you're actually giving people something in the form of value when it comes to social. They are giving you their time. We need to give them something in return. A great example of this is Foot Asylum here in the UK. They do some amazing content on YouTube. They're not pushing their products. They do some fantastic entertainment-led content that really speaks to their target audiences at scale. So those are the 4 tips that I wanted to share today. In Force Studio, we really want to work with brands, have something to say, not just something to sell. We believe if brands actually consider this approach more, people will actually start caring about their presence on social a hell of a lot more. Thank you very much. I've been Adam Middleton. Hopefully that was a quick summary of kind of key tips that we had to share. Open to any questions. Thanks.
Adam, that was superb. Thank you very much. Let's go through all the questions. Loads flooding in. Surprise, surprise. It's Channel 4 talking about social media. Another one here from Gloria. She asks, how does Channel 4 use its TV content assets? Sorry. How does Channel 4 use its TV content assets on social to drive engagement?
Yeah, so we a large part of what we do on social is to actually market our programming and push users to our streaming platform all 4. So we do a really good job of kind of taking clips, really again thinking about how we can engage people around those clips as well, rather than just essentially just chucking out clips of our TV shows. So it all comes down to packaging, the caption we're using. Are we kind of black boxing it, where we do like memes to kind of really make people feel they can engage with that content as well. What we also do is build custom audiences through these channels on social to really make sure we've got quite engaged audiences around these certain TV shows that we can then re-engage as well. So yeah, it very much comes down to the clips, but actually how we push those clips out is a lot more than just taking the clips and chucking them out on social.
Excellent, thank you. This next one from Anonymous is, I like this. It's sort of, this is something lots of brands would, struggle with, I guess, on social. He or she asks, do you ever worry that you might be turning off your older audience rather than engaging them?
Yeah, what a question. We obviously have a largely older audience across Channel 4. I think with our presence on social, though, we've really been, and all 4, we've really been able to show how we can speak to that younger demographic as well. I definitely wouldn't say it's telling anyone off, if that was the question. I think for us, it's really important to make sure that we can speak to a wide range of audiences across the country, which has, got us to the place we do with our scale. So, there was a talk earlier from Mark Adams' advice, which was fantastic, which was, about segmentation, actually thinking about communities and their interests rather than just grouping them into age demographics. We have a very similar approach here at Channel 4, and I think it very much comes down to, what people care about, what makes them tick, rather than their age.
Adam, excellent way to end and a great talk and question answering. Thank you so much.